Welcome back, everybody. In this video, we're going to go to the Verge of Shadows and progress the main story quest. So, as a reminder, we've cleared out Moonrise Towers, we've cleared out the Gauntlet of Shar to the Verge of Shadows, and what we've got left on the overland map is some ambush encounters and minor story beats that we're going to skip for this particular run. Now, since we're going to the Verge of Shadows, we definitely want to make sure that we've got Shadowheart with us.
It seems like Cazador used Astarion's flesh not as a canvas, but as a contract. We haven't heard the last of this, I'll wager.
That would be a winning bet. So we're going to ask her to join.
Your dance card is full. Lose a partner and there'll be room for me.
And what we're interested in taking to the final encounter will be Will and Gale. And so we're going to have her replace either Astarion or Halsin, and we'll have her replace Astarion.
Lead the way then.
And while we're here, we'll pick up Gale as well.
I can't imagine how Astarion must be feeling. The terms of your own condemnation carved into your skin. A monster's actions. And monsters do not deserve such power as that ritual promised. When the time comes, Astarion will have his revenge, I'm sure. And it will be richly deserved. But not yet. So, what can I do for you?
We're going to have him join as well.
Oh, nothing would give me greater pleasure. Which of our esteemed company am I stepping in for?
And we'll have him replace Halsin.
Back in the thick of things at last. Oh, how exciting.
All right, and this is mostly just social events, so we don't need to gear up specifically for this encounter. We'll just open our map and head to the Verge of Shadows. Now, this is going to progress the game. It's going to remove anything that we've not done in Act 1 and lock off a bunch of quests. So if there was stuff that you were wanting to do that's outside of this walkthrough, now is the time to do it, and then come back here when you're finished. Feel free to rest in between. Nothing bad will happen. So we are at this point going to commit to going to the Shadowfell with Shadowheart, so we'll click on the pool.
Better not be cursed.
This must be the last step. I need to pray. Only by Lady Shah's grace did we even make it this far.
And we'll say her name.
Nothing. Shadowheart continues her prayer in silence.
All right, so we'll just leave her to her prayers. We're not going to interrupt her.
All right. No need to dash in ahead of me. I'm ready.
And we'll say onwards then. And then we'll click.
Your party is gathered. You are ready. Or so you hope.
And we'll say yes. This is one of the few places in the game.
As you step into the silent water, a foreign dread travels through you.
Where the entire party is required to be present.
It curls its way up your leg, squeezing tight.
Lady Shah. I can feel her all around. This is her domain. This is the Shadowfell.
So we enter this area called Nightsong's prison, and our character's talking about how light they are. That's because we've got this permanent feather fall effect on. If we had not dealt with Balthazar, we would meet him again here. And of all the places to fight him, the fight here is probably the most difficult, although still manageable, of course. And we've got super crazy jumping distances because of the feather fall and gravity effects here. And we just need to follow the rocks, and all of these Justiciar ghosts are talking to Shadowheart, trying to encourage her. It is possible, if you're moving too quickly, for the other companions to get lost on this run. So they'll get stuck, and we may have to split the party and go back and get them and manually jump. I find it doesn't happen every time, but it does happen sometimes. This is entirely linear. There's no really where to go outside of the normal path. Cinematically, it's really cool looking. I will say that. It's really neat. And here we come up on the Nightsong, and we had heard the barkeep in Rethwin Town talking about a her at the center of a prison, and the her appears to be named Nightsong. And so we're just going to walk right up and talk to the Nightsong.
I have felt you coming. The first in a century. You, who have come to seek the praise of your wicked goddess. You, who have come to drive a dagger through my heart.
Not a dagger, a spear. My Lady Shah's spear. Her fate is mine to seal. Let me handle this.
The fate you seal is your own. To be a Dark Justiciar is to turn your heart from everything but loss. You will know no love, no joy, only servitude. Until, of course, your mistress inevitably discards you. And there is much she does not tell you. A terrible blood price that may extend beyond my own death.
You feel Shadowheart bristling. This is important to her. But your bond is strong. You may yet be able to sway her from the path of duty to the path of light. And Nightsong is not blind to your conflict. Behind that raging heart is the restless beat of one who knows too well that her fate hangs in the balance.
So we have done well by our companions, and they are our friends. We will trust in Shadowheart.
Well, well, well. What's that I sense? A spear intended for my heart? Empowered by your goddess, I. Empowered to kill the child of a god. Do you know what I am, little assassin? For I know you. A lost child, frightened by wolves in the dark.
What did you say?
Much has been promised to you, hasn't it? But what has been taken from you? What do you know of your own heart? Your own life? I sense more in you than you know.
Whatever you think you know of me won't matter once I become who I'm meant to be.
And we will not do anything. We'll say nothing. We trust Shadowheart.
can't believe I just did that. Lady Shah will disown me. What will happen to me?
Not what will happen. What will you do? Your past is not yet lost. Your future is not yet fixed. Lay a hand on me in friendship, not quite Sharon. And I will fight the battle that has been waiting for me this last century. Then, oh then, we will have much to discuss.
I really like the idea that all she needed to do to be freed was to have someone touch her in friendship, and that was impossible for hundreds of years. It's a really cool concept.
Our Lady of Silver, hear me. She who guides the Moon Maiden Selûne, mother of the so-called Nightsong. The Nightsong is no more! Resplendent. You have given me a great gift, little warrior. Don't you find it oh so curious that you would spurn your dark lady? Perhaps you feel a stirring of the truth already. But that will come later. There is a battle yet to be fought. You have done what we feared was impossible. You have released me from a century of sorrow. Your power is great. So too must be your weapon. You must choose what you will wield. And the Moon Maiden will provide. Thus I have said. Thus will it be so. Are you ready?
We'll ask what for. Ready for what?
To kill Ketheric Thorm.
We need to leave. Lady Shah won't stand for us to be here, not after what we did.
And we'll say, all right, let's get out of here.
I'm not sure there's a place that's far enough away for me to go. Lady Shah must be angry. There's only silence. Let's get out of here, please. Whatever's coming, I don't want to be in the heart of the Shadowfell when it finds me. The Nightsong will be headed for Moonrise Towers. We'd better get there and see what she's unleashed against Ketheric Thorm.
Well chosen, Shadowheart.
And we'll click accept
The
to pick that up.
Nightsong will tear Ketheric to shreds. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I probably should jump in here and mention that we skipped defending Isabel from Marcus in an abduction attempt. In this playthrough, that's just all downside, no upside, right? So if something happened to Isabel in that encounter, we lose a bunch of folks in the last flight in, and it's low experience and very high risk. So in a sort of a good playthrough, it's just not worth doing. We'll skip it entirely. So we're going to head to the Shadowfell exit. Shadowheart's a bit late in joining us.
Shadowheart, what happened? You were missing for a moment.
So we'll talk to her about that.
I thought I was done for. I thought perhaps I might have been dead. This is all like some sort of terrible dream. But it's real, isn't it? I stood before the Nightsong. I heard Lady Shah's words. And I failed her. Worse than failed her, I defied her. Just because of what that Asimar said. I tried to leave, but Shah blocked me. Punished me for failing her. I thought I knew the limit of pain that the incurable wound could inflict, but I had no idea. It felt like I was suffering the agony of 1,000 people all at once. My blood was boiling, my hair was on fire. I thought I'd claw my own face off with the pain. But then she released me. Banished me, more like. She said I was an outcast. That all of her children would know me and revile me.
Shadowheart looks distraught, abandoned by her goddess and all former allies. And as for her divine magic, admitting who empowers her now may break her spirit for good.
So we'll say that if it's any consolation, we think that she did the right thing.
You're lucky to have such confidence. Me. I think the full price of what I've done has yet to reveal itself. I'm a target to Lady Shah's followers now. Nightsong promised she'd tell me something about myself. I need to speak with her as soon as I can. What she said to me back in the Shadowfell about the wolves, that's no coincidence. She took flight to hunt down Ketheric Thorm. All I can do is help hasten his demise, and hope that answers soon follow.
We can ask how she's feeling. Not great, is my assumption.
Do you really need to ask? I'm sorry. I have a lot on my mind. The Shadowfell, Nightsong. I can think of little else.
So we could try to talk about going back to Shar. We'll just say that the Nightsong has some explaining to do.
Yes. I'm counting on it. I have little else to turn to. The sooner I speak to Nightsong, the sooner I'll know what the future holds for me. Assuming I have a future at all.
And we'll end the conversation. And if we take a look at Shadowheart,
No time to dally.
do we have a list of like who her patron deity is here? Yeah, it still says Shar for now.
All right. What
So
now?
we can head to Moonrise Towers. If we stopped in at Last Light Inn, we'd actually find Isabel there and meet her for the first time. We're not going to do that. We'll go straight to Moonrise Towers, where we'll meet up with Jaheira.
One day I'll catch a break.
And we see there's lots of these holy fire things that are falling on the floor. And Jaheira has already made good time, it looks like, so she's run in. There's no defenders left here at Moonrise Towers. So there's our quartermaster if we were interested in buying some stuff. And I'll point out that if we go into the prison, there's another new encounter. There's a few casters similar to Radija, the sorcerer that was up the top, and some Death Shepherds and Necromites and a few Harpers down there. So if we were looking to try to shore up our experience, we could do that encounter. I'm not going to do that encounter because I'm trying to make this run as quick as possible. So we'll go talk to Jaheira.
What's up for discussion? As long as we hold this floor, the tower is ours. I'll stay here. Ensure no one comes up or down without a scimitar welcome. You're close now. A final audience with Ketheric Thorm awaits.
We'll ask her if she'd like to be there for the finale.
Ha! Keen eye. I suppose I could be persuaded.
Then we'll say that she can consider herself persuaded.
Fair enough. The time has come. Ketheric will taste of death at last.
And she adds to the group not as a full companion yet, but as a follower or pet. And we're just going to head up to the top of the tower. Again, no defenders left in this building. We killed them all. Navigating the now familiar staircase where our bad guys were bunching up. And the huge body of burned corpses. And we'll come up to this door, and this is where we're going to start the cutscene to deal with Ketheric. Now, let's take a look and make sure that we're prepared for a fight. Though Ketheric is alone on top of the tower, we killed everyone that would have been up there already, and also his dog. But he's a pretty powerful opponent, so we're going to prepare by summoning elementals. So we'll have Will summon a fire elemental, and we'll have Gale also summon a fire elemental. And we've got scrolls, so if we wanted to have the main character summon one, we certainly can.
I wish to live in more interesting times.
And again, we'll choose fire. The fireball is really handy. We could have Gale summon minor elementals. Will has a sword now that we can use to summon a Cambion follower. No, he does not. We almost have that. Not quite yet. So we're pretty ready to go here. And our goal is going to be to go up, cast Sleet Storm. Ketheric has a pretty poor dex save. We'll try to just knock him over and see how much damage that Nightsong up there will do. I'm swapping out the helm to see if we've got one that will do plus DCA. I think that's actually on one of the other characters at the moment. We'll be fine. 1 point isn't going to be a big deal. This is an opportunity where we could have Gale take a Arcane Acuity potion if we're worried about trying to knock Ketheric down. I think we'll be fine. So we will head up and encounter Ketheric. And the first thing that we're going to do is talk to him about his wife, and then we'll do a battle. And that should set us up for heading further into the rest of the Act 2 boss encounter. We'll go ahead and just click on the door right now.
You. What have you done? What have you done to me?
And we are going to take the option 5 here, the persuasion option, that his wife wanted more for him than this. And it's fine to use friends on Ketheric. We could also kick off Eagle Splendor, but there's no additional checks. We'll have Shadowheart at guidance. We could have gone in with the Mark of the Shifter if we wanted to for an additional D4. We're adding higher than this difficulty class, so it's no big deal.
There is no redemption, can't you see? It is too late. If Melodia could see all I've done, she'd know. She'd know her husband died long ago with Isabel. Unlike Isabel, he could not be brought back.
And we'll say that it's not too late for him after all.
I haven't forgotten her embrace. Melodia's. Nor Seluna's. But the Moon Maiden did not intervene when my life was dismantled piece by piece. And when I tried to buy it back, it cost me everything. Everything. We are copper pieces in their belts. Tokens to be traded for scraps. You have beaten me, true soul. But the gods beat me first.
And we'll say that we can help if he lets us.
Ketheric Thorm!
Aelin.
Rise, you dog. Retribution has come, and her sword is my sword.
And we'll point out that he's surrendered.
Ketheric Thorm would sooner die than lay down his rank cause. Isn't that right, General?
I was a fool to hesitate. Power like mine cannot be hidden, cannot be cowed. But power like mine has a price. A price I am destined to pay. You have one last chance to bow. Once it's gone, I'll have no choice but to destroy you both. Do you hear? Bow! The prism. You've had it all this time, you worm. You will bow before me. And if you will not bow, you will break.
He will crumble at the power of your touch. Give him all you have. The gods fight at our side!
Alright, so you can see that he's alone up here. There would ordinarily be some necromites, 8 of them. His dog would be up here. There'd be the wizardess that we find originally would be standing here. That's all been cleared out. We tossed them all off the side of the building before we started. So we'll grab Gale and start with him. We'll just run right up.
Indeed.
And we're going to cast Sleet Storm. And we're going to put it all the way down until we get basically to Gale. Nightsong is immune to it. She flies, so we'll just go ahead and drop it.
On the victor's path.
Will is going to use an indirect damage spell, so we'll go with Call Lightning. He's got this because of the Warlock options we took. Ketheric doesn't have a very good dexterity save. He does have one though, so there's a bonus. We'll take a quick look at him here. So he's got a Paladin's aura of protection. He's got this aura of hate, Legions of Bone, so if something dies within a range of him, he can summon the Necromite explosion thing out of there. Not going to happen because there's no one here. He's got this Horde Strike where he can order additional minions to do things. Again, not going to happen. There's no one here. He's in difficult terrain right now. He's got a bunch of this extra attack, Fey Ancestry, mutable form, so he can't be polymorphed easily. He's got this magical plate that reduces all damage by 2. He's going to have that in every part of every fight we have with him. He's got this thing where he can't be moved without turning this off, so we can't throw him off the side of the tower, for instance. So that's what we're dealing with. And we take a look at his dexterity save, and it's 8, right? Which for him is not high. But Sleet Storm will have lots of opportunities to try to knock him down. So with our main character, our goal is to just sort of try to plink him. We're not very likely to hit when we're running Sharpshooter, so we're going to turn that off for now. And we'll see if we can line up a shot with a crossbow and see if we can figure out where we would need to be to even hit him.
Another step forward.
And pretty far, so looks like up over here. Given that option, we can hit him with magic missiles. They probably won't do any damage. We'll see what we've got in our Tank of Scrolls, just so that we're not wasting our action. We've got a fireball. We could do maybe an ice storm. That seems like a good spell to use here, so we'll drop an ice storm on him and do a little bit more damage.
Need to stay focused.
Got Gale having moved. Now we've got Shadowheart. Shadowheart does not have a whole bunch of spells that would be particularly damaging here. We have Insect Swarm. We could have maybe set that up. I did not prep it. We probably should have adjusted her spells before we came in here. We'll just have her cast Ice Storm as well. The worry we would have with like Insect Swarm is that Aylin's going to run up there, and we want to do what we can to keep her around. So we've got some elementals. They're just going to throw fireballs at Ketheric. This is a bit of a nickel and dime fight, other than Aylin will do really high damage to Ketheric if she hits him, because she is also a paladin and does smites on her hits. And smite is a paladin spell that does additional damage when you hit. Alright. We've got Jaheira as also an ally, and she's got 60 to 40 from an Ice Storm, right, or 3 to 30 from Call Lightning. We'll drop an Ice Storm from her as well. This is harder to target, so it's the one we want to use while we can. And then we'll end our turn, and Nightsong's going to go try to engage. And we have got, because Gale is here, we've got the ability to have her adjust rolls. We happen to have a crit roll right here, and she's going to be smiting on it. So I'm going to use that. You may not have a crit roll. Feel free to adjust any of her misses to hits that you can. He's going to hit her back, and he dropped the Necromite right in the middle of us. It looks like he's casting a damage cantrip. We can counterspell that. That's fine. So, no thank you. When we're lucky, Nightsong will actually be able to do. And she's a pet, so we can't ask her to not take reaction attacks. It's just unfortunate. She took more damage than we would ordinarily take entirely from that.
Battle favors the fearless.
And it interrupted Will's Call Lightning. You can see that Ketheric has fallen down now, so very probably Nightsong will beat the ever-loving bejesus out of him. we'll see what we've got in the way of being able to actually attack him. And we've got path is interrupted. So we might be able to throw some stuff at him. I don't think we're going to be able to get far enough over to be able to target him with anything. We'll have Will try to take care of this Necromite maybe. We'd rather not. Well, he's on the ground. Maybe he can't use that reaction. So we'll give it a shot and see what happens. And we see that it actually did summon this thing. And we've got another Necromite. Shadowheart's not going to actually be in the encounter, the next set of encounters. So we'll just have her upcast Spirit Guardians and run over and see if we can't deal with this Necromite.
Nothing important is ever easy.
We're going to try to fireball up here where we're not going to hit Aelin, the Nightsong.
Another fight. Let's go.
And we don't need to actually take all of Ketheric's health down. We just need to get him under a certain amount, and then he's going to retreat into the next phase of the fight. And we'll see if we can get to where we can target him over here.
Slow down.
And we can. So we're going to go all in. So we'll select Slashing Flourish. Maybe we still need to move a little bit.
You picked the wrong fight, friend.
We won't adjust that one.
Enough.
There we go.
My lord beckons me. You must return to your prison, and my daughter must be reclaimed.
Your daughter? Isabel.
As sure as she. This has only begun.
That tentacle was colossal. How can such a thing be possible?
You can see that we're still in combat with this Necromite.
Never a dull moment.
So we'll see if we can take a shot at it. This one's really easy to hit, so we'll turn our sharpshooter passive back on. And almost got it.
This is my time.
And we still have one of the fire elementals to go. And so we'll take a shot, and that should take care of it. And our group's going to reconvene. We'll see that Jaheira is going to come back over
We need to find out where
next to the
Ketheric.
hole. We'll have Gale cancel Sleet Storm just to quiet the screen down. Alright,
Another step
so
forward.
we'll come over to near Jaheira. We're going to end this video here, and we'll pick up at the next one where we'll talk to her and head down into the Hollow Tower. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.